So you mentioned the through ski. Can you tell me a little bit briefly, what are you talking about with the Yellowstone trip? What did you do?
Well, I've done it two different ways. So the first year we skied from West Yellowstone, Montana to the south entrance.
On cross-country skis?
On cross-country skis, skate skiing. And we did that straight through. So we started
How many miles is that?
About
If you had to guess.
71, 72.
Wow.
Something like that.
Straight through, meaning?
So we started at 12:30 in the morning and got to Old Faithful for breakfast, looking like what the cat dragged in. It was a really cold night. We were just like covered with frost around our faces.
Skied through the night?
Skied through the night, had breakfast, and then had to motivate to leave the warm building.
Oh yeah, that'd be hard.
And continue skiing on to West Thumb and then out to the south entrance.
Wow. 71 miles, that's amazing.
Yeah, and then this past year, I did it with another group of friends, and we got a little bit smarter for two things. One, we had a group come from west to south, and another group come from south to west. We met at Old Faithful and swapped car keys, which made it logistically much nicer.
Yeah.
And we spent the night.
Okay, great. At Old Faithful?
At the Snow Lodge. So, and it was wonderful. Just a beautiful way to see the park in a way that very few people do.
Yeah, great job.
Ski along and have the bison next to you. Yeah, it was an amazing adventure.
You also did a big ski in West Yellowstone. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
The Equinox ski. It's really fun. It's held on the Equinox in March, Equinox weekend, and they have different time links that you can do. So the goal is, again, it's whatever is working for you.
Right.
They have a 3-hour category, 6-hour, 12-hour, or 24-hour.
Okay.
And you can do it individually or as a small team, which I think was 2 to 4 people, or a larger team.
Right.
And the goal is to see how much you can do in that time frame.
Yeah.
So I went up with a friend of mine, and we both did the 12-hour individual category, and we had no idea what we could do.
Yeah.
So our goal was, well, maybe we could ski 100 kilometers in 12 hours.
That's awesome.
That was our goal, which we did, and was great fun.
So like 60 plus miles?
Yeah, 100 kilometers would be 62 miles.
Good job.
Fortunately, it wasn't the
That's
steepest
awesome.
hills there, but it was fun.
Still.
A great event. Great event.
Yeah. When you finish something like this, any of these things you've described, is there, do you treat yourself a little, or is there some kind of award that besides the mental award?
It's more about celebrating that we did it, and the time that I get to do it with people, I think is also a really fun part of that. So, like, what a great thing to have been able to share with Eileen, or to do the through ski with the various groups that I've done it with. It's pretty neat experiences to have.
Is there anything that motivates you about when it comes to fitness? You don't want to miss out?
It's being able to go take advantage of all the things that are out there and not be crippled afterwards by having done those things. It's just being able to go out and live a full life. And I plan on being a really old lady. So all of those things I think that's what ultimately, even though I talk about being lazy, those are the things that get me out the door and make sure I don't turn into a vegetable on the couch.
Yeah, that's
great.
great.
Out and explore the world and keep doing it for a really long time. I want to be at the Little Red Riding Hood last year. They were asking, who came from the furthest away, or the youngest, the oldest. And at that point, the oldest rider was this 85-year-old lady.
Oh, sweet.
She'd helped found the event 20 years ago, and she was going to ride 65 miles.
Wow, good for her.
Gave Molly a nudge, that's going to be us.
Yeah.
We're going to be out there. Those 40-somethings, they don't even know.
Yeah, that's right. But you want to be that 85-year-old, right?
Great.
Yeah.
I keep going.
I think you're on the right track. I really do. So, Missy, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think one of your passions is gardening as well.
Absolutely.
Why? Why do you like gardening?
A number of reasons. One, I love it as a way to decompress after a day. I just go out and weed for 20 minutes, and it's a great way just to kind of process the day. I love the miracle of watching stuff grow in our intense season. It's like this time of year, you're looking at the plants, like, okay, it's July. Well, okay, let's see. And then July happens and stuff just goes gonzo. It's incredible to watch that. It's just, I'm in awe of these plants and what they can do in such a short time frame. I love being able to go out at 5 and pick my dinner.
Yeah.
I love having a big garden so I can pick my dinner and dinner for a bunch of my friends.
Right.
And that's what I've started doing. I have a little mini community-supported agriculture for my garden. So
That's
I
great.
harvest once a week, and everyone gets a big bag of produce.
Wow,
it's
that's
about
awesome.
Eating healthy. I know what's in those plants, which is nothing but the plants. And there's no chemicals. There's nothing but green or red, depending on what I'm eating.
That's awesome. Let's talk about diet real quick. How do you eat a particular way so you're able to maintain this high level of fitness and do these major adventures?
That's actually one of the things I think is a good place for me to focus some energy and try to learn a bunch. Because I think I'm not doing all that I could do on that. And I think one of the things that is hardest for me is trying to figure out how to get enough protein in my diet because I don't eat meat.
So you're a vegetarian?
I'm vegetarian.
Okay.
I eat eggs and dairy.
Okay.
But I find it's hard for me to get enough in after these big things and just for general training without being super diligent about it. And
Right.
I'm often not. You know, it's easier to grab a bagel instead of making sure I get something with protein in it.
Right.
And I think I have a lot of room for improvement, both in diet in general and the fact that I do like potato chips. I need to not like them as much or not eat them
That's
as
tough,
much.
I know.
And also that whole, the recovery. So what do you do if you go bike for 3 hours? Now, how do you eat and drink during that, and what do you do afterwards to actually get up and go do it again the next day?
Yeah. So do you like that challenge? It sounds like a bit of a challenge, like it is for most people, but
Yeah. Well, I guess I haven't really embraced it yet, but I recognize like I need to start paying more attention to that.
yeah.
'Cause I think that's part of where my training falls down is I don't eat enough, so I don't recover well enough, so I feel sluggish the next day, and you know I don't do the kind of training intensity that I probably should be doing,
Right.
and then just start feeling worn down.
Right.
So I think there's a lot of room for improvement there, and that's the kind of stuff in my 20s. It didn't matter.
I know.
And
Didn't
now
matter
at the
as much,
ripe old
did
age
it?
of 44, that stuff starts to matter more. Things
Yeah.
like stretching isn't a good idea anymore. It's actually required.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a great way to put it. I'm finding that out myself.
Yeah, so that's what I'd like to put some more attention to that.
Okay, great. Anyone in your life that inspires you, either professionally or just in life in general?
Wow, I'd have to say the Lander community. There's so many talented athletes here. It's incredible. And just incredible, all these folks out there. And it's not about who's the fastest or who can get up the hill fastest or climb the hardest or whatnot. It's that there are so many people in this community just trying to do their own best. And whatever their next step is, that's what they're doing. And not just that they're motivated for that. I love that this community celebrates whatever your next step is. Everyone's so supportive of you. Even if it's like you're doing the easiest climb out there and someone else is like, that is so cool. And like, they put up the route, but just that they know you're stretching yourself, they take pride in that and congratulate you on that. It's such an amazing community that we have here.